This is Maha from Cambridge Consulting, and we're here to talk about video conferencing etiquette. Why are we doing this? Well, obviously, most of us have already been video conferencing almost daily for the past 2 months or so. And to be honest with you, I see this trend continuing even after this pandemic is over. I do see a lot of companies and maybe your business clients getting more and more used to communicating with you through video conference because it cuts back on transportation time and obviously keeps people safe, and it reduces costs if there's international travel involved. So this is not going this is not disappearing anytime soon. So I just want to cover a few rules about video conference etiquette. And I know it does seem daunting, because it's new to all of us. But what you'll see in these little tips that I'm giving you in the sound bites is that a lot of the etiquette rules actually do mimic your face-to-face meetings, your offline meetings. We're just transposing some of those rules to video format. I'll only be covering two things because attention spans on video conference is actually shorter and shorter. How we consume online content is not how we would consume like reading a book or something. So we will keep this short, and we'll only be covering camera etiquette and microphone etiquette. Okay, and now we're going to move into switching the camera on and off, and when it's okay to keep it off and when you should keep it off. So obviously, if there are distractions around you, we are working in the privacy of our own homes, and we try to manage the distractions and make sure our background is as neutral as possible. But sometimes we can't stop the distractions. You know, there might be kids coming in and out, there might be a nanny asking you questions, there might be your pets jumping up and saying hi. If these are distractions that you cannot control, please feel free to turn your camera off so it doesn't disrupt other participants. And again, they won't see you as rude, rather they'll see you as professional for maintaining that professionalism and not having distractions while someone else is speaking. Again, we just want to think about the etiquette in a face-to-face meeting, right? You're not going to be distracting the speaker in any way, right? Or taking attention away from him or her. So if you do need to have a sip of water, like a normal meeting, they might offer you coffee or water. So obviously you take a sip and then you put it back down, and that's fine. It's not a big distraction. It doesn't cause too much commotion in your frame. However, the rule does not apply to eating. Not many of us eat during face-to-face meetings offline, unless we're invited for a business lunch. And the same is true for video conferencing etiquette. Eating is distracting. It involves more hand gestures and it's generally louder. So if you do have to eat, let's say the meeting is running really long, do feel free to turn off your camera while you eat. Okay. The third reason you would turn your camera off that is acceptable in video conferencing etiquette is for cultural reasons. Again, we are doing these meetings for now in the privacy of our own homes, and some of us are not very comfortable sharing our personal environment or specifically other family members on screen, and especially if it's recorded. If that is the case for you or any of your participants, and you see that the camera is switched off throughout the duration of the meeting, you want to avoid this awkward conversation of, are you there? Do you want to turn your camera off? Because again, we want to maintain professionalism, and if that person is present and not switching the camera off just to avoid participating, if you feel them participating and aware of what's going on, they're just not comfortable with the camera on, then do give them that space and have them keep their camera off. Our second point, or second category, is the microphone. Now, when you first join the conference, you want to have your microphone on for a few reasons. First of all, it's a good way to test if people can hear you. And also, you want to take those few minutes when everyone's connecting and joining the meeting to welcome everyone and introduce yourself, right? It's like, hi, I'm Maha, I'm here. You know, how many people of us can hear me? Is everything fine? So that's kind of like a way to test that the equipment is working and that the host can hear you clearly. Generally, as video conferencing and participants grow in numbers, we tend to see people switching off their microphone, or at least the hosts and moderators asking everyone to be on mute throughout the conference until it's their turn to speak. So if your host does implement that rule, obviously respect it. And if they don't, like we said when we discussed camera settings, If you feel that there is distraction around you or noise pollution that you can't control, like the wind blowing or a loud fan or AC, since it is getting hotter and going to summer, then obviously mute your microphone and only have it on when it's your turn to speak. Now, to alert people that you do want to speak, you can use the Q&A box or the chat box that is found on most video conferencing software. And then obviously other software would have specifically raise hand or call attention to the host so that they know that you want to participate and you have something to say. Then when it is your turn to speak, you turn on your microphone. You do make sure that you are clear, there is no echo, and everyone can hear you. And when you're done, again, you turn off the microphone and you continue the video conference. Those were a few tips about video conferencing etiquette, focusing on camera and microphone settings. Cambridge Consulting is producing a lot of these learning bites for you guys. Please feel free to check them out